Yo, I wanted to talk for a minute or two, or 30, about, well, basically, I try very hard to be a man of my word. In 2018, what does that really mean? What even is a man? Between science and society, emotions, bodies, gender and sexuality, a word like man is it's a loaded word these days, but I identify as a man. And so I try to be a man of my word. Does that mean you can't be a woman of your word? Does that mean you can't be an other kin of your word? The man part is very arbitrary. What I mean to say is, I try to be true to my word. If you don't have your word in our society, what do you have? People all the time will say things like, "How are you doing?" and walk away before you can even respond. They're just pissing away their words. And that's fine. Language adapts, and things that may be interpreted as a question in one context could simply just be a greeting in another context and not need an in-depth response. At the same time, the way people will just piss away something like a "how you doing," they'll treat anything they say that way, as if it's true in the moment, if you mean it sincerely when you're saying it, well, that's good enough. You can just promise someone the moon if you really mean it. Now, if time comes and you don't deliver, well, what are the repercussions? If you're not charismatic, the person that you let down might lose faith in you. They might cut you out of their life. But let's say you are very charismatic. The person that you let down, the person you essentially lie to, it might damage them slightly. It may shake their foundation to a degree, shake their trust in you. It might affect their self-worth, their self-confidence. But you, the liar, essentially, could get away with that shit in a lot of situations before it actually has any sort of discernible effect on your life. But eventually it does catch up with you. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is, you shouldn't be doing that shit. If you say you're going to do something, follow through. If you make a commitment to another human, be true to that word. But what if you bite off more than you can chew? What if you truly believe that you can engage in this social contract with someone, and then you realize you're just not capable of fulfilling your end of the bargain? Say it's a monogamous relationship and you cheated. Say it's work you said you were going to do for somebody, and you didn't complete the job. You missed a deadline. Or maybe you just made plans with somebody to go hang out, do something, participate in some activity, and then you just don't show up. What do you do in that situation? Too many people I know will lie in wait in the shadows, hoping to never be found out, hoping that the person that they trespassed against will just forget about it. Or it will become so far in the past that it's no longer relevant to anyone, and no one's going to spend the energy on calling them out. That's cowardly. That's some bullshit. And you shouldn't be doing that. And if this is striking any sort of chord in you and resonating with you in any way, think about that. Take a moment. Think right now, is there someone who you're letting down? Are you avoiding them? Are you avoiding the truth? Are you avoiding responsibility? As much as I try to be a man of my word, I know that I'm going to fail sometimes. And one thing I've learned to do through trial and error, through fucking up, through letting people down, ruining relationships, ruining opportunities for myself. I'm not saying this to you as someone who is flawless. In our society, sometimes, if you address an issue and you talk about solutions and you've ever been at fault yourself, it's almost as if you're discredited. It happens a lot when people talk about environmentalism. Like, people talk about, well, hey, maybe as a society we should stop doing X. And people go, well, you still participate in Y, so what does it all matter? That's really not helpful. That's bullshit. So, to get back on track, say you do fuck someone over. You do fall short of being the person you said you would be. Just be upfront about it. Come clean. Apologize. Humble yourself. Be realistic with yourself and the people around you. It's scary. It's humiliating sometimes. But it's what you have to do. It's the only way to maintain integrity. Otherwise, you're just chipping away at whatever integrity you have with people, whatever good graces you're in. You just slowly, over time, until you realize that you're a fucking scumbag and nobody likes you. And that's extreme, but that can happen. People around you who may look successful or look like trustworthy people, they're not without fault. But more often than not, they're people who are willing to openly admit their mistakes and humble themselves. And when they're not true to their word, they acknowledge it. One thing that really does bother me is when someone, a male-bodied person, will come to me and act like a real man. They're a real tough guy. They're a real man of their word. They give me a big fucking bro handshake. Call me brother. Their fucking peacock feathers are just like full out, you know what I mean? And you want to take it there. I can go there. Personally, gender roles, it's a prison. It's a prison that society traps us in. And then we bicker amongst ourselves over which fucking bunk we want to sleep in, you know? We don't need those words. We don't need that language. We don't need to classify at all. It's unnecessary. However, in this society at this time, it is necessary for some people. So whatever. I try to meet whoever where they're at. So if you're someone who's going to come at me man to man and have a real heart to heart with me about an agreement we're going to enter, maybe you'll give me some sob story about, oh, I would never fuck someone over. I've been fucked over in the past like this. Brother, I hear you. I've been there too. It's good to know we can trust each other. If you go there and then go back on your word and don't come to me acknowledge it, you just cower away in the shadows, you are a puny little bug man piece of shit, and I want to squash you underneath my boot. I have no respect for you. And there's several people I can think of right now who have done that very thing to me. It's okay. What am I going to do? I'm not really going to kill you. But I want to. No, just kidding. I don't want to kill you. But I do want you to learn how to grow the fuck up, and if you want to fucking pull the big man card, you gotta be true to your word. What does a man have in this world if not his word? What else can you take? We've neutered the human experience to what we know it as now, the limitless, infinite possibilities. It's been trimmed down to this society. We're forced to participate in language which is so limiting. But we make the best out of the situation we're in. We gotta make the best out of the hand we've been dealt. We can't transform society overnight, or even in our lifetimes. It's slow, incremental change. But you take these tools we have, these words, these gestures, handshakes, eye contact, posturing. You use them to elevate yourself to a certain status in my mind, to ease my distrust, to allow yourself to enter my inner circle. You tell me you're a real man. You tell me what I can expect of you. I tell you what you can expect of me. And you fall short. Not by an inch, but by a mile. By many miles. And you don't come to me asking for help. You don't humble yourself saying, brother, I can't make it on my own. Can you help me along? No. Instead, you just hide out, avoid eye contact when I see you in public. It's pathetic, and you know it. And if I had less self-control, well, if I got into a self-defense situation, no, really, I let it go. I might bitch about it for a minute. I'll rant. I'll roast you. But I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you do your little bug man thing, because it's not on me to show you how to grow up. I'm not your father. You're an adult. If you don't have it now, you might never have it. But you're showing me where you stand, which is allowing me to know where I stand with you. And in the future, our interactions will be different, you know? Which isn't to say that someone in that situation can't eventually come clean and humble themselves and go, hey, I fucked up. It's one of the best things you can do to salvage a social contract, to salvage that connection, is to just go to the other person and let them know you just fucked up. And don't give them a sob story. Oh, I was sick, and then my father was sick, and then my girlfriend was sick, and then I got laid off. You don't need to, everybody's got fucking issues, man. Everybody's going through some shit. You think no one else around you has trauma? My God. I could feel... Anyway. You don't gotta go that far. All you gotta do is apologize. Honestly. And then do better. It's within your power to do so. The only reason you entered that social contract in the first place is because part of you believed that you were capable of fulfilling it. Which is true, unless you are just a shady piece of shit, but you're probably not. Most people aren't inherently evil in that way. They're not trying to fuck over everyone around them. That's probably not who you are, if this is resonating with you. Anyway. It's just a thing that's been on my mind a lot lately because of some situations I've found myself in. But it's also had me go back and reflect on, times that I've been a real fucking loser about stuff. And probably didn't always handle it the best way, but I've really worked to stay true to my word and to be reliable and to be a person that you can trust. A person that you can count on. Talk is cheap. That's a very true statement. It's a cliche, but think about it. It's very true. Sorry, I'm thinking about that DMX song now.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker!
Talking is something that anyone can do. But being true to their word, not everyone has that skill. It's not even a skill. It's a trait. It's a trait that we're all capable of possessing. I would say a skill is something you need to sharpen over time. And well, being true might be something that takes a little trial and error, might take some failure before you get there. It can very easily become just a part of you, just a part of your routine. You just start to understand how to stay true, how to stay pure. Before I sign off, I guess the other part of this is knowing when to just say no and being okay with that, because sometimes there's a social or self-imposed pressure to perform, to meet expectations, and you'll say yes to things that you don't want to or cannot participate in. Again, maybe it's work, maybe it's a relationship, maybe you know you can't be true to a lady, to a man, to whomever, to a lover. Maybe you know that you can't make a deadline, but you say yes because you want acceptance, because you don't know how to say no yet. Equally important to following through when you say yes is learning when to just say no right off the bat, and to know yourself well enough to know what you are capable of and what you are not capable of, and maintaining that balance. That's a very important thing as well. And it's okay to say no to anything. You only got one fucking life. What are you gonna do? You gotta say no sometimes. Plenty of other opportunities will come along. Don't say yes to something when you know you can't. Do it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not trying to get too deep. It's just been something that's been on my mind lately, and I wanted to try to document these thoughts in some way. Peace.